This is another one I met from the show. Wholesaling, okay? Wholesaling is legal and also a scam at the same time, right? Just like the other one I told you, if you sign it, it's legal, okay? Is it unethical? I think so. So wholesaling is where I or someone else, I wouldn't do it, but somebody calls you licensed or not licensed and said, I will give you $900,000 for your house and you don't have to pay commission. I'll even take the tenant. And you go, okay, well, let me see, 5% of $900,000 and they're paying all the costs. I'm going to save 50 grand. Sounds nice? So really, I'm not getting 900. I'm actually getting 950. This is what they do. They tell you it's cash. They tell you they're going to flip it. They're not. They're not going to flip it. This is what they're going to do. They get you under contract for 900. And they immediately put it on the market for $950, $970. They're never going to buy your house unless they have somebody who will buy it for more money. Does that make sense? So you may sign an agreement for $900. They immediately try to find a buyer for $950, $960, $970. This is a true story. These are my Cuban American listener, good friends of mine now that called me on the show, but it was too late. They agreed and signed this $900,000 listing, and they thought they had it sold. And if it's cash, you can close a cash deal in 14 days, 21 days. They said 3 months. I said, well, why'd you need 3 months? Why would you need 3 months to do a cash deal? You don't need a loan. You don't need an appraisal. You can close this thing right away. No, we want to make plans and BS. And bottom line is, immediately, the day after they got an agreement for $900,000, they put it in the MLS. And this is where I got them out of it. And this is where I saved them because they called me and I still was able to help them. They put it in the MLS for $970,000. They were just going to get another buyer in there to pay $970. Then they'll buy your house for $900 and they'll make $70,000 without painting, changing the carpet, or nothing. Nice little scam, right? And it's perfectly legal because in that little small print, it says in there in a very, very vague sentence that you have to cooperate with their buyers. What does that mean? Why would a seller have to cooperate with the buyer's buyer? That's what it is. There's a buyer's buyer. So what I did is I went in there and I blocked them. Nowhere in the agreement said that they couldn't list their house with somebody else. So I went and listed it and put it on the MLS for $900,000. So nobody was going to call them for $970. That makes sense? So I blocked them. The other thing is, and I told them, I said, put in the agreement that they have to do a 3% deposit. The guy says, no, I'm not going to do 3% deposit. That's $27,000. That's too much money. I'm going to do $3,000 deposit. I said, don't do it. One of the brothers said, I'm going to do it. They signed the agreement, a $3,000 deposit. But one of the clauses I put in there said they had to put the deposit down within 3 days of opening escrow. Guess what they didn't do? For a $9,000 house, they did not put down a $3,000 deposit because they're so greedy, they don't even want to waste or put $3,000 in escrow. And because of that, we were able to cancel them. That's wholesaling. Buying at a certain price, turning around immediately and trying to resell your house. They didn't even own it. They're trying to resell your house. And it is a very, very humbling experience when you realize somebody's trying to make $70,000 for doing nothing and you got duped. Do not sign any agreement without consulting with me first or consulting with an attorney or just looking at it and getting different opinions. Again, don't ask your brother-in-law. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I do this for a living. I've sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of homes. I can smell it. I can see it. I told them not to sign it, and they signed it, but I was still able to get them out of the deal, and they ended up keeping the house. That was their family's house. That was their mom and dad's home that they left for their kids. And all of a sudden, the bad feelings and all the emotions that came along with doing a deal that wasn't in their best interest.